everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video we're going to learn how to send conference reminder via WhatsApp automatically. So I am an owner of an event management company and I usually organize a lot of conferences. Now, to have the details of the participants in my conference, I have created a form with the help of Google Forms so that my participants can register themselves for the conference that I'm hosting. Now here what I want is that as soon as the form submission is going to be done by the participants using Google Forms, as they're going to register themselves, I want to send them reminders on their WhatsApp a day before and an hour before the conference so that they do not forget to follow up with the conference that I'm hosting. Now, doing this manually takes a lot of time. So what I did was I simply created an automation using Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. So here in this automation, what we are going to learn is that as soon as a new form submission is going to be done by my participants using Google Forms, automatically towards the participant, a WhatsApp message, a reminder WhatsApp message a day before and an hour before is going to be forwarded, and we are going to be sending the messages to our participants with the help of WhatsApp by AI Sensei. If you want, you can use Vati or Interact to send messages to your participants. I am using WhatsApp by AI Sensei because I have created a message template using that, and for that we are going to create an automation between Google Forms and WhatsApp with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you want to learn about this amazing automation, then let me take you all to my screen. Welcome to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to send conference reminder via WhatsApp automatically. So as a conference organizer, managing all the details and communication with registrants can be time-taking. I have created a registration form using Google Forms to collect my participants' information. With the conference approaching, I want to ensure that my attendees are reminded about the event. Ideally, I would like to send 2 reminders, a day before and another an hour before the conference starts. Manually sending these reminders to each participant could take a lot of time and lead to potential errors. So what I've done is, I decided to automate this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect by sending WhatsApp reminders to each registrant, ensuring they receive timely notifications without any manual efforts from my side. This way, I can focus on other important tasks, knowing that my participants will be well prepared for the conference. And I'm going to be creating this amazing automation with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign in to our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign in to my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly Apps window in front of you, in which you can see the 5 applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on Access Now. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right over here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow, I'm going to give it as Send Conference Reminder via WhatsApp automatically. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow, okay? Next, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. So these are the folders from which I'm going to select automations for sending reminders as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving a name to a workflow and selecting the folder, let's click on Create in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Send Conference Reminders via WhatsApp automatically, and there are 2 windows in front of you. One over here says Trigger, other says Action. Trigger and Action are the 2 most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these 2 concepts. Over here, Trigger says when this happens and Action says do this. That means our action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only 1 trigger step but multiple action steps. We're going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application, what I'm going to do do is I'm going to select it as Google Forms. As with the help of Google Forms, I have created a form with the help of which I am collecting my registrants details. Okay, so with the help of this form, the participants are going to register themselves for the conference that I'm hosting. Okay, so I want that as soon as the form submission is going to be done with the help of Google Forms, automatically Pabbly Connect should capture the response of the form submission. So that is why for the trigger application, I've selected it as Google Forms. Now for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as new response received. As whenever a new form submission is going to be done, automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response. That is why for the trigger event, we are going to select it as new response received. After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. With the help of this unique webhook URL, we are going to connect Google Forms to Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below in the help desk. So firstly, I'm going to copy this URL from here. Now after copying the URL, open the form that you have created with the help of Google Forms. So as you can see that this is the form that I've created with the help of Google Forms, which I'm going to connect to my Pabbly Connect account. And how we're going to connect this form to Pabbly Connect? For that, on this panel, it says responses. I'm going to select it. As we're going to go to responses, you can see over here it says link to sheets. I'm going to click on this button. It is asking for us to select the destination for responses. So now, whenever form submission is going to be done, where are the responses going to be stored at? Okay, so for that, either you can simply create a new spreadsheet or select the existing spreadsheet. Okay, I want to create a new spreadsheet, so I'm going to click on this create button. So as you can see that the spreadsheet in the name of conference registration responses has been created, and this spreadsheet is directly linked to this form that I've created with the help of Google Forms. So now whenever a new form submission is going to be done by any of my participants, automatically the response of that is going to be captured in this spreadsheet right over here. Okay, and the record of all the details are going to be captured in this spreadsheet of all the participants. So now what we are going to do is we are going to connect this spreadsheet to Pabbly Connect. In order to do that, from this top bar right over here, click on extensions. Under extensions, click on add-ons and then on get add-ons. A new window is then going to appear in front of you, on which on the search bar we have to search for Pabbly Connect webhooks. We are going to select Pabbly Connect webhooks. I'm going to select it over here. You can see that I've already installed Pabbly Connect webhooks, so I'm going to move forward. But if you have not installed Pabbly Connect webhooks, please do install it so that connecting Pabbly Connect with this Google Sheets can happen. Okay, so please do install Pabbly Connect webhooks. As I've already installed that, go back to extensions. You can see as you're going to install it, it says Pabbly Connect webhooks. We are going to select it. Under Pabbly Connect webhooks, you can see there are multiple options given to us, from which we are going to click on initial setup button. As I'm going to click on initial setup, you can see that it is asking for the webhook URL in the trigger column in this dialog box right over here. For the webhook URL, I'm going to paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. And for the trigger column, it says the trigger column will be a final data column on which of the data is added. So in this spreadsheet, this column, that is column E, is the trigger column, because in this column, the final data is going to be added. So I'm going to write over here the trigger column as column E. Okay. After pasting the webhook URL and selecting the trigger column, I'm going to click on this submit button. As I'm going to do that, it says setup configured successfully. As it is done, the steps that I'm going to tell you right now are very important, so please do not forget to follow them. From the panel, click on extensions again and go back to Pabbly Connect webhooks again. Now from these options, it says send on event. Click on this button right over here. As you can see, the loading is completed. It is very important to click on send on event. If I'm going to go back to send on event, you can see that a tick mark is in front of it. It is very important to click on it because every time a data is going to be captured in the spreadsheet right over here, automatically as the data is going to be entered, the spreadsheet is going to send that data to Pabbly Connect. That is why it is very important to click on send on event. Okay. So as the spreadsheet is now successfully connected to Pabbly Connect, if I'm going back to my workflow, it is saying waiting for webhook response. So now we're going to check whether Google Forms is successfully connected to Pabbly Connect or not, and how we're going to check that by doing the dummy submission of the form that we have created using Google Forms. Okay, so now let us do that. For doing the dummy submission, click on the send button and this link button right over here. Copy this link from here. This is the form link, and open in a new tab right over here. You can see that this is the form that I've created with the help of which I'm going to register myself for the conference. A test submission I'm going to do for that. For the first name over here, I'm going to enter the first name, that is test. For the last name over here, I'm going to write it as user33. For the email over here, I'm going to write it as testuser33@pabblytudes.com, and for the phone number over here, I'm going to write in a dummy mobile number. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on the submit button. As it says, we have received your registration. As it says right over here, this means the form submission is done. If I'm go back to my spreadsheet, you can see the record of the form submission has been created in the spreadsheet. As the record has been created in the spreadsheet, I'm going to open my Pabbly Connect workflow and I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect has captured the response of this data right over the form submission or not. For that, I'm going to open my workflow and scroll down. And yes, you can see right over here, Pabbly Connect has successfully captured the response. Okay, if I'm going to tally the response for the first name being test, last name being user33, email as testuser33@pabblytudes.com with a dummy mobile number. This means that Google Forms is now successfully connected to Pabbly Connect and the trigger setup is done. Now, by any of my participants, whenever they're going to register themselves for the conference that I'm hosting with the help of Google Forms, automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response of that. Now, as we have received the form submission, now my objective is, as the form submission is going to be done by the participant, I want to send them reminders at two different occasions. That is going to be a day before the event and an hour before the event. Now, doing that, how are we going to do that? Okay, as you can see, this workflow is going to first trigger as the Google Form submission is going to be done. Now we have to set up our action step in such a way that a reminder is going to be forwarded only a day before the event and an hour before the event. And for that, we have to apply a delay in this workflow right over here. So now let us apply a delay first. Now we're going to set up our action step. And for the action application, we're going to select it as delay by Pabbly, which is an amazing feature by Pabbly Connect that helps us to apply delays to our workflow according to our requirements. Okay. Now for the action event, I'm going to select it as add delay time. Okay. And then I'm going to click on this connect button. As we're going to do that, it is asking for how much delay do you want to put in workflow. I'm going to select over here as delay until, because I want to delay this workflow until a specific date and time that I want. Okay. So here what I wanted, it is asking for the delay date. Till what date and time do we want to apply the delay to this workflow? We have to enter that date right over here with the time. Now, in the help desk, it says the delay should be in this specific format only. Okay, we have to enter the date right over here in this specific format with the UTC time zone format only. Okay, we cannot enter any other time zone format right over here with the other date format. We have to enter the same date format with the UTC time zone format only. Okay, so what we are going to do is we have to have the data of this right over here. So for that, we are going to add another action step. Now let me tell you the event that I'm hosting, the conference. Over here you can see the conference timing is September 29th, 2024 at 12 p.m. Okay, this is the Indian Standard Time right over here. So as the date and time has been mentioned right over here, firstly, I am going to take this event date and time in a UTC time zone format first. Okay, as in the delay, we have to enter the date in a UTC time zone format. And in the response, in my previous response, I have not received the event exact date and time. So first, let us take out the date and time right over here. And for that, we're going to select our action application as date/time formatter by Pabbly. With the help of this amazing feature by Pabbly Connect, we are going to format the date and time according to our requirement. And for the action event, I'm going to select as format date with time zone, as now we're going to format the date and the time zone of the event date and time exact. Okay, after that, I'm going to click on this connect button. It is asking for the date. For the date, I'm going to write in the event date, that is going to be 29/09/2024. This is the 29th September 2024 at 12 p.m. I've written it in this format, that is DDMMYYYYHHMMNSS. This is the format that I've written the date in. Okay, and this date is the event date because I want the event date first. Okay, and why am I doing this? So that afterwards I can subtract the day and the time as per my requirement from the event date. Okay, that is why I am having the date of the event with the exact time of the event right over here. Okay, so this is the date right over here. For the from format, I'm going to select this format, that is the DDMMYY format. So this is the format that I've written this date in, so I'm going to select this from format right over here. Okay, In whichever format you're going to write your date over here in should be selected over here in the from format field. Now for the to format, I want it in a UTC time zone format, so that is why I'm selecting it as the UTC time zone format for the to format field. Okay. For the from time zone, as this is in an Asia Kolkata time zone right over here, so for the from time zone over here, I'm going to select it as Asia Kolkata, and for the to time zone, I'm going to select it as UTC time zone format, as I want the date and time in a UTC time zone format. Okay. After that, I'm going to click on the save and send test request button. As I'm going to do that, you can see we have received the event state in a UTC time zone format. This is a UTC time zone format, event date and time right over here. As we have received the event date, I want to add the delay to this workflow a day before the event. So now what I'm going to do is, from the event date that we have received in our previous step, I am going to subtract a day. Okay, I'm going to subtract a day from this event date right over here. So for that, I'm going to add another action step to this workflow. And for the action application over here, I'm going to again select it as date/time formatter by Pabbly. And for the action event, now I'm going to select it as add/subtract time. As with the help of this event, we can add and subtract time to the date that we wanted as per our requirement. Okay, and then I'm going to click on this connect button. It is asking for us to enter the date. Now for the date, what we are going to do is, we are going to map the data. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So I'm going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how mapping works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, you can see it says Google Forms new response and the date type formatter. As I'm going to click on this date type formatter step, you can see this was the same response that was captured in our previous step. Okay. As I want the date right over here, in my previous response, the date type formatter step, we have received the date of the event from which we want to subtract the time from. So I'm going to select this data from my previous response. As I've selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped. And as I map the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. Okay. After mapping the date right over here, it is asking for the expression. Expression means the amount of date and time you want to subtract from this entered date right over here. I want to subtract a day right over here because I want to set a reminder first a day before the event. So we are going to write it as -1 day as the expression. As you can see right away in the example, it says how you have to enter the date and time. In this similar manner, please to enter the date and time. Okay. As over here, you can see the expression is 1 day I've written. It is asking for the to format. So I want the to format to be what? That is YYYY, and SS. So for the to format over here, I'm going to write the same format that is required below in the delay. This is the format. I'm going to select it. Okay. And for the from format, I'm going to select as the UTC time zone format. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on this save and send test request button. As I'm going to do that, we have received the delay date and time that we wanted. This is the date, that is 20th September 2024 at the same time, that is a day before the event. Okay, this is the date of the day before the event. The event is on 29/09/2024 and this is 28/09/2024. Okay, so as we have received the date and the time in a UTC time zone format, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to map this date right over here. It's this delay step. Okay, after that I'm going to click on this save and send test request button. As I'm going to do that, you can see the status comes over here as success and the message says delayed until the date and the time that we wanted. As the delay is now been added to this workflow, now what we are going to do is we are going to send a WhatsApp reminder to our participant a day before the event. I want to send them. Okay, and how we're going to send the WhatsApp message? With the help of WhatsApp by AI Sensei. As you can see that with the help of WhatsApp by AI Sensei, I've created a message template, and this is the message template that is going to be forwarded to my participant a day before the event. Okay, as I want to send this message template as a message, we're going to set up our action step. I'm going to add another action step to this workflow, and for the action application over here, I'm going to select it as WhatsApp by AI Sensei. I'm going to select my action application as WhatsApp by AI Sensei. In place of WhatsApp by AI Sensei, you can use Wati, Interact or WhatsApp Cloud API in order to send WhatsApp messages. Okay, and for the action event, I'm going to select as send template message. As I've created a template with the help of WhatsApp by AI Sensei, and with the help of this template, I will be forwarding messages to all of my participants. So that is why for the action event, I've selected as send template message. After that, I'm going to click on this connect button. A new window is going to appear in front of you. Always click on add new connection, or else you can select disconnect the existing connection. After that, it is asking for the API key. With the help of this API key, we are going to connect WhatsApp by AI Sensei to Pabbly Connect. In order to have the access of the API key, please follow the steps given here below the help desk. Log into your AI Sensei account. So this is my AI Sensei account right over here. And to have the access of the API key from the left side of the panel, go to Manage page. After coming to Manage, under Manage, it says API key. Click on it. As we're going to do that, the API key is going to appear in front of you. I'm going to copy this key from here and I'm going to paste it right over here and then click on the Save button. As I've done that, you can see WhatsApp by AI Sensei is now connected to Pabbly Connect. After connecting, it is asking for the campaign name. So in order to send messages with the help of WhatsApp by AI Sensei, firstly, we need to create a campaign in our AI Sensei account for the message that we want to forward. So let us do that. So to create a campaign in our WhatsApp by AI Sensei account, from the left side of the panel, we have to go to campaigns right over here. Now in campaigns, you can see at the top right corner, it says launch. Click on this button. Select the campaign type over here as API campaign. It is asking for the campaign name. So the campaign name over here, I'm going to write it as reminder day before. So this is the campaign name that I want. So I'm going to copy this name from here. And for the template over here, I'm going to select the template that I've created. That is in the name of conference reminder day. Okay, this is the template that I've created. I've created two different templates. For a day before message, I've created this template. And for an hour before, I've created another message template. Okay, so I'm going to select the template that is the day before template right over here. After giving the name to our campaign and selecting the template, click on set live button and go to campaign button. You can see a campaign in the name of reminder day before has been created. And for this is a message template that I've created. So let us read the message template. It says hello. Next to hello, you can see this is a variable right over here. What is a variable? In front of this value and in the end of this value, you can see there are two curly brackets. So this is a variable, okay? What is a variable? In place of this variable, we can enter the value according to our requirement. I want that next to hello, I want my participant's name so that they can get a personalized message. So that is why I've created this variable right over here in this template, okay? It says just a quick reminder that our conference is happening tomorrow at 29 September 2024, time as 12 p.m. We look forward to having you with us. If you have any questions or need assistance, feel free to reach out to us. See you tomorrow. Best regards. So this is the message that I want to forward to my participant who have registered for my conference. Okay. So this is a day before campaign right over here. So for the campaign name, you need to enter the exact name right over here. So I've entered the campaign name, that is reminder day before. Okay. So this is the campaign name that is right over here. Next, it is asking for the mobile number. On which mobile number do we want to send a message to? I'm going to map the data of the mobile number of my participant right over here as I want to send them a WhatsApp message. Okay. Next, it is asking for the username. Enter the name of the user whom the campaign has to be sent. So the name of the user is going to be the name of my participant. So I'm going to map the data of the name of my participant. Okay. It is asking for the source and the tags next. I do not require the field, so I'm going to skip the part. It is asking for the template parameter. In the template parameter field, as I've already told you that I've created a variable in this template, I want the value of the customer's name in place of this variable. So as to enter the value of the variable, we have to enter it in this field, that is a template parameter field right over here. For that, I'm going to map the data of the name of my participant right over here. First name space the last name. Next, it is asking for the attributes and the URL and file name. I do not require the field, so I'm going to skip the part. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on the Save and Send Test Request button. As I'm going to do that, you can see we have received a response, success comes as true, and we have received the message ID, which is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my WhatsApp and I'm going to check whether I have received a reminder of a day before the conference reminder or not. For that, I'm going to open my WhatsApp. And yes, you can see right over here, I have received a WhatsApp message. It says, hello test user 33. This was the name of the participant who have registered for the event. It says, just a quick reminder that our conference is happening tomorrow, 29 September 2024, time as 12 p.m. We look forward to having you with us. If you have any questions or need assistance, feel free to reach out. See you tomorrow. Best regards. So this is the conference reminder that has been forwarded for the day before the event. And now you might be thinking that we have received the message today itself. It is because as I have clicked on the Save and Send Test Request button over here in this step right over here. So that is why the test has been forwarded to my number as now itself. Okay. But according to this workflow, as we have added the delay time right over here, the WhatsApp message is going to be only forwarded on the date that we have added the delay for. Okay, this workflow is going to be executed and it is going to be just paused as the delay is over here. According to the delay, this workflow is then going to be executed again. Okay, so this message right over here is going to be only forwarded to all our participants a day before the event. Okay, so do not worry. Okay, as this was just a test, that is why we have received a message over here on our WhatsApp. Okay, as we have set up the workflow for a day before the event, I want to send another reminder to my participants, which is going to be an hour before the conference. For that, let us add another action step. We are going to add another delay to this workflow. So I'm going to select my action application as delay by Pabbly, and for the action event as add delay time. Then I'm going to click on this connect button. For the delay over here, I'm going to select it as delay until, and for the delay date, let us take out the delay date right over here. As now I want to delay this workflow to the hour before an event, so we are going to subtract now an hour before the event date and time. Okay, that is why for the action application I've selected as date time formatter, and for the action event I'm going to select as add and subtract time, as now we're going to subtract the time from the event date and time. Okay, then I'm going to click on this connect button. It is asking for us to enter the date, so I'm going to map the date of the event date that we have taken out before. So I'm going to map the date of the event date and time, exact event date and time. Okay, for the expression over here I'm going to write it as -1 hour. Okay, so as I want to subtract an hour from this date, so that is why I've written the expression as -1 hour. For the to format, I'm going to select the to format that our delay is asking for. So I'm going to select that to format from here. For the from format, I'm going to select the UTC time zone format. Okay, then I'm going to click on this save and send test request button. As I'm going to do that, we have received a response. Now in the response, we have received the date of the event, that is 29/09/2024. But the time you can see right over comes as 5:30. As the event type over here according to the UTC time zone format is 6:30, this is an hour before the event, that is the 5:30 in a UTC time zone format. Okay, so this is the date and time to which I want to add a delay for. So for the delay time over here, I am going to map the date of the date and time right over here. Okay, so this is the delay date I want. Okay, after entering the delay date, I'm going to click on this save and send test request button. The status comes over here as success and the message comes as delay until the date and time we entered. Okay, as the delay is now been added to this workflow an hour before the event, now let us send a message to our participants on their WhatsApp number. For that, add another action step to this workflow. And for the action application, I'm going to again select it as WhatsApp by AI Sensei, as I've created another message template with the help of WhatsApp by AI Sensei. If I'm going to show you, this is the other message template that I've created, the reminder for an hour before. This is an hour before template that I've created, and I want to send this message template as a message to all my participants an hour before the event. Okay, so that is why for the action application I've selected as WhatsApp by ASNC, and for the action that I'm going to select as send template message, and then I'm going to click on this connect button. A new window is then going to appear in front of you, on which I'm going to select the existing connection, but if you want, you can add a new connection. Then I'm going to click on this save button. As I've done that, over here you can see it is asking for the campaign name. Now for this another message template that I've created, we have to create a new campaign in our AI Sensei account. For creating campaign, go to campaigns again, click on this launch button, select the campaign type as API campaign, give a campaign name. So for the campaign name, I'm going to give it as reminder hour before. This is the campaign that I want, so I'm going to copy the name. And for the template, I'm going to select the template that I've created, which is conference reminder hour. Okay, so this is an hour before right over here. So this is the message template that I've created. Then click on set live and go to campaign button. You can see the campaign is successfully created in the name of reminder hour before. As the campaign is created, I'm going to enter the campaign name. After entering the campaign name, it is asking for the mobile number. So for the mobile number over here, I'm going to map the data of the mobile number of my participant, as I want to send them the reminder. So I map the data of the mobile number. Okay. For the username, I'm going to map the data of the username again. First name space the last name. And over here, it is asking for stores, tags. I do not require the field. For the template parameter, I have created only one variable right over here next to hello. This is the variable in which I want the customer's, the participant's name. So what I'm going to do is for the template parameter field, I'm going to map the data of the participant's name, first name space the last name. Okay, so this is a template that I've created and it has only one variable, so I'm going to enter the value of that variable. Okay, it is asking for the attributes, URL and the file name. I do not require the field, so I'm going to skip the part, and after that I'm going to click on this save and send test request button again. As I've done that, we have received the response. Success comes as true. ID, we have received the ID. This is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my WhatsApp and I'm going to check whether I've received a WhatsApp message or not. For that, I'm going to open my WhatsApp. And yes, you can see right over here, I have received a new message on my WhatsApp. It says, hello test user 33. This was the name of the participant who have done the form submission. Our conference is starting in just 1 hour, time 12 p.m. Make sure you're ready to join us for an insightful session. We can't wait to see you there. Thank you. Best regards. So this is the message that is going to be forwarded to our participants. It's the same message that is going to be forwarded to them an hour before the event is going to be, the conference is going to be held. Okay, and we have received this message right over here because as we have clicked on the save and send test request button, that is why the test has been forwarded to us. So this means that we successfully created an automation with the help of Pabbly Connect to send conference reminders via WhatsApp automatically. So this is how you set up this amazing automation between all of these applications with Pabbly Connect. So you can send WhatsApp reminders to all of your registrants who have registered themselves for the conference that you are hosting. Okay, and this is how you create this amazing automation. So if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video. Not just with these applications, you can create automation with the help of Pabbly Connect between multiple applications. If you have any doubts, you can send us email on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can ask your queries on forum.pabbly.com. If you have any queries regarding the pricing of Pabbly Connect, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment down below if you have any questions and doubts, and please share this video, and thank you for watching.